Welcome to the Privileged and Confidential podcast. Today's guest is Kenneth Anand. He's a nationally recognized legal authority and cultural strategist at the intersection of fashion, art, entertainment, IP, and sneaker law. With over 2 decades of experience, he's advised and represented some of the world's most influential creatives, founders, and global brands, ranging from Grammy-winning artists to billion-dollar fashion companies. Kenneth, I'm so excited to have you on the show with us today.
Nice to be here. Thanks for having me.
Okay, so some people know you as the sneaker lawyer. Can you tell us a little bit about why don't you start with what is sneaker law?
Yeah, so sneaker law is basically a new area of the law that my co-author and I coined when we were writing the first volume of sneaker law. And it started off as a book, which we were, writing during the pandemic, and we released, and it's grown into a 2-volume now edition, and it's taught at 40 different law schools across the country. And it's basically a new area of the law that we coined that's focused around business and law, intellectual property, entrepreneurship, and it's all tied through the engaging and culturally relevant lens of sneakers. So it's a fun way to learn.
How did you get into sneaker law?
Well, I had several clients that were doing things in the sneaker industry. This was back before it was as booming as it is now. And I really saw a niche market to slot myself in as somebody who's been a sneakerhead since I was a kid, and obviously as a lawyer and someone who knows the industry very well. And I kind of leaned into it, and it's been going really well. It's been fun.
I love that you said that because I think what's really interesting about all these different areas, whether it's fashion law or art law, is you can really take something that was a passion or maybe a hobby and merge it with law, because law can be really taxing looking at documents, negotiating agreements. But when you're in an industry that you love, it makes it fulfilling. So what about sneakers and the sneaker industry makes you really want to be involved in it?
Yeah, I mean, I think it stems back to being a kid, and just, putting on a new pair of sneakers always made me feel very invincible and very confident. And that was something that I've always carried with me. If you're a sneakerhead and you know sneaker culture, you know what that's all about. But I think it translates into fashion as well. There's many fashion lawyers, and there are people that really love it because of how it makes them feel, and the people that they surround themselves with. It's no different for me in the sneaker culture, and I really love the community and the people I get to work with. So if my 7-year-old self saw what I was doing today, I think he'd be very
Yeah,
excited.
it's hard to always look forward, especially in these high achieving industries like law. We're always looking, well, what's the next thing? Can I continue to grow? But I love that you said that, because there's so much of it is just taking a step back to really reflect and have gratitude and be like, wow, not only were you advising, billion-dollar brands, and are you continuing to advise them and grow, but you've really carved out this new industry that's given people permission to follow their passions, and whether it's sneaker law or fashion law. I think that's really fascinating that you were able to carve that out. And I see it with younger law students that ask, hey, how can I get into fashion law, or how can I get into sneaker law? So what is your advice to students who are interested in pursuing that area of law?
Yeah, I get that question all the time, as I'm sure you do.
Yeah.
We're very niche lawyers who are practicing in a so-called sexy industry that people want to be a part of. And my answer to them is always look at what I've done, but don't think that you have to mirror it. Like, find the different ball of wax that you can create out of your own childhood interests, out of your own experiences, your legal acumen, and then create the person that you want to be. I think the beauty of having a law degree is the flexibility of what you can do with it. And people often see somebody that's laid out the blueprint and say, well, I want to do that. And I think the takeaway should be, do what you want to do. Like, how do you unlock the you of what really brings out the best of you? So I found a way to do it, and I think it's possible for other people. You just have to dig deep and maybe put up with blazing trails and doing things a little bit unorthodox, but it can be done.
Yeah, because like luckily you've forged and you've created the path for them. It's not for the faint of heart. It looks cool and glamorous and sexy when things work out, but I always say behind Instagram and LinkedIn, there's so many challenges and failures and criticism that I don't think a lot of people get to see. So, was there ever a time when you were building this thing that you were really had a challenging moment that you could share with us and how you overcame that?
Yeah, all the time. I think, when we were writing Sneaker Law, we decided to release it independently. We didn't think that it made sense for an entrepreneurial book to be hypocritical and then hand it off to a publisher and make them do all the work. So we took the very difficult route, and we have to do marketing, promotion ourselves, distribution, everything from soup to nuts. And that's very challenging. And so maybe Sneaker Law could have a little bit more exposure than it does today, but we're building a brand slowly. And I try to tell my clients this. I try to tell my mentees this, or anybody who wants to know how to build something. It takes time, and it really is something that you have to work at. My personal brand, my career has taken time. The book promotion and selling takes time. And you have to be patient, because it will come if you do something authentically and true to yourself. So, that's really important. And then at the end of the day, I'm a trusted advisor like anyone else. Not all of my clients are in sneakers. I represent clients in all different facets of the law and industries. And so I'm a service person. If I'm not serving my clients well, then I'm not doing my job. So at the end of the day, we all have to be beholden to our clients and make sure that they're taken care of, and that they are advised of risk and issues, and we do our jobs best. So it's been a fun road, and I'm still hacking away at the brush and trying to forge my own path.
Yeah, no, I love it. And I love following your content on LinkedIn. So, can you tell us a little bit about how you've been leveraging social media? Because social media, it evolves every day. I feel like there's something new and different, but especially for lawyers in the legal industry. Can you talk to us a little bit about your strategy for marketing and branding and how you leverage it?
Yeah, well, I just saw after watching LinkedIn for a while and starting to promote my personal brand, many lawyers get on there to share about accomplishments or new articles, or maybe they made super lawyer this year, and then they're off the reservation for the rest of the year. And I didn't want to do that. Like, I wanted to have something to talk about that was authentic to me. And so now, as I've gotten a little bit older in this career and have some grays in my beard, I have a lot of stories to tell, and I have different opinions on things, and I have different viewpoints. And so I try to share that, but also share my vulnerability as a lawyer and share the hard things that I've gone through. And I think that's my approach. And I've seen it work for me. I don't know that everybody is capable of it because they're worried about how they'll be perceived or whatever. But, I've really come to believe that my purpose in my career and in my personal life is just to be sort of a beacon for other people to know that this is a hard road. It's not easy, but you can do it your own way, and you can do it uniquely if you stay true to yourself. So anything I post is just authentic to that voice.
Authenticity. I think that's the key word. I have a similar, like, unconventional, unorthodox background where I was in big law, and I ended up having my first kid 2 months early during COVID, and like a lot of like existential moments. And I kind of was like, you know what? I have a network. I really like the marketing side. I like connecting with people. I didn't want to just be a big law associate in a office grinding away. So I ended up taking a gamble on myself, and I joined a small boutique as a partner. It was like my way to put my toe in the water, dabbling with entrepreneurship. But it was COVID, everyone was online. I was like, I'm just gonna start an Instagram, and I'm gonna post stuff on LinkedIn. And now it's been 5 years, and I look back, like, again, I think we have to always continue to look back instead of just forward. And it
Yeah.
really is cool to see this this path that we've built, in the sense of allowing people to still deliver top tier service and be really traditional in that sense, but modernize the practice of law. And it's threading a needle. It's not for everybody, but I think the more that social media and our digital lifestyle just continues to evolve and to become more integrated with our lifestyle, that it's going to be more less common for people not to be online or have a digital brand than it
Yeah.
is, to be afraid of it.
Yeah, I agree. And, kudos to you for pivoting. And that's a big part of my story is making pivots and always looking at things and being unafraid to take risks and put yourself out there in different ways. And I think social media is a big aspect of it. I'm still not comfortable with like the get ready with me's and like the TikTok
Oh yeah,
dances and all that stuff. I still want to be seen, I still want to be seen as
professionally.
a credible lawyer, but yeah, but I think that works for a lot of people, and it's a new day and age, So I don't look down on anybody's strategy and social media positioning. If they're getting themselves out there and they're getting exposure, that can be great for them. And it's been a challenge for me to find my voice, but it's one I've worked at for a long time, and I'm leaning into it, and it seems to be working.
Wow. Yeah, I think people see success and it like looks like it happens overnight, but what it really is it's decades of trial and error and posting and figuring out what works and what doesn't work. So kudos. And we would love to know where can we connect with you, and because I know if you're listening to this, you either follow Kenneth or you should be following Kenneth. So where can people connect with you and follow you online?
Yeah, so on LinkedIn and Instagram, my handles are Kenneth Taught Me, Kenneth Taught Me. And, I think my LinkedIn is much more professional and it has stories and trends and other pontification. And then my Instagram is much more lighthearted and has more of my family and friends and just things that I do in my personal life, and a lot more sneakers too. So that would be the best place. And then, of course, if you're interested in purchasing our book, you can get Sneaker Law Volume 2. It's available on sneakerlaw.com and on Amazon. And you can also follow Sneaker Law's socials. And, we're very proud of what we built with it. It's changing the game and the way law is taught. And we felt very strongly that there needed to be some more culturally relevant teachings in that manner. And it's going really well. So we're proud of it.
I'm so excited. Keep going. We'll include the link in the caption below. Thank you, Kenneth. Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Have a great day.
Okay. You too. Bye, guys. Bye, everybody. Kenneth, you can